The African savanna is a realm of staggering scale and ancient rhythms, stretching for thousands of miles across the heart of the continent. Here the land unfurls in a tapestry of gold and green, where the horizon seems to dissolve into the sky, and the air shimmers with the promise of both life and danger. Acacia and baobab trees punctuate the landscape, their silhouettes etched against the vastness, providing rare shade and shelter in an otherwise open world. These trees are lifelines supporting countless species from the smallest insects to towering giraffes. The savanna is a land of contrasts, lush and vibrant after the rains, then parched and unforgiving as the dry season takes hold. Life here is dictated by the relentless cycle of abundance and scarcity. The sun, a merciless overseer, scorches the plains by day, while sudden storms can transform the earth overnight. Fire, sparked by lightning, sweeps across the grasslands, clearing old growth and making way for new life, a natural reset that has shaped this ecosystem for millennia. Even the air is alive with movement. Heat haze blurs the horizon, and dust devils dance across the plains. Every creature is attuned to the subtlest changes, alert to the ever-present risks that define existence here. Fire and rain are the architects of the savanna, sculpting the land and dictating the fate of its inhabitants. After the flames, the earth bursts with new growth, drawing herds from miles around to feast on the tender shoots. The savanna is a stage for the eternal contest between predator and prey. Lions, wild dogs, and cheetahs prowl the grasslands, their movements silent and calculated, while herds of gazelles and antelope graze with nervous energy, ever watchful for the slightest sign of danger. Each day is a relentless struggle for survival. Wildebeest thunder across the plains in great migrations, while buffalo form defensive phalanxes to protect their young. The savanna is a living chessboard, where every move can mean life or death. For predators, the hunt is a test of patience, strength and cunning. They must read the wind, anticipate the movements of their quarry, and strike with precision. Failure means hunger, and hunger means weakness. Prey animals live in a state of constant vigilance. Their senses are finely tuned, ears flick at the faintest rustle, eyes scan the grass for the glint of a predator's eye. A single mistake can be fatal. Even the grasses tell stories, flattened by the passage of herds, rippling in the wind, or hiding the secrets of a recent chase. The savanna's surface is a living record of the drama that unfolds each day. Here, energy is never wasted. The fall of one animal feeds another, and nothing is left to waste. Vultures and jackals arrive to clean the bones, ensuring that every scrap of life is returned to the cycle. The landscape itself is a dynamic force. Storms sweep in with little warning, drenching the earth and filling seasonal rivers. In their wake, the savanna erupts in color as wildflowers bloom and animals gather at newly replenished waterholes. With so little cover, animals have evolved remarkable strategies. Some, like the antelope, rely on speed and agility, while others, like the warthog, use burrows and quick thinking to evade predators from both land and sky. Speed is a savanna specialty. Cheetahs explode into action, reaching breathtaking velocities, while gazelles and ostriches use their own speed and stamina to outlast their pursuers. Camouflage is another key to survival. Leopards melt into the dappled shadows, insects mimic leaves and twigs, and birds like the nightjar vanish against the earth, unseen by both predator and prey. The ground is a living canvas, marked by the tracks of every creature that passes. Each print tells a story of migration, of pursuit, of survival. From the industrious dung beetle to the mighty elephant, every inhabitant plays a vital role. Termite mounds aerate the soil, giraffes prune the treetops, and elephants carve new paths through the brush, shaping the land for generations to come. Survival here is a delicate balance, easily tipped by drought, flood, or the arrival of a new predator. Even a subtle shift in the wind can change the outcome of a hunt or the fate of a herd. Knowledge is passed down through generations, not in words but in actions. Cubs and calves learn by watching, by mimicking, by surviving. each lesson etched into instinct and memory. Even the youngest know the rules. A gazelle fawn freezes at the scent of a lion. A zebra foal mirrors its mother's caution. Survival is a language spoken in glances, scents, and the twitch of a muscle. Predators, too, inherit their craft. A lioness waits for the perfect moment, her muscles coiled in silence, while cheetah mothers teach their cubs the art of the chase, skills refined over countless generations. The savannah is a place of raw, untamed beauty. Its rules are ancient, its challenges absolute. Here, every creature is both participant and witness in nature's grand, unending drama. To survive, animals must be strong, clever, and ever alert. Vigilance is not a choice, but a necessity, honed by generations of adaptation. The savannah is nature's grandest theatre, a place of wonder, struggle, and breathtaking spectacle, where every sunrise brings new stories of survival, and every sunset marks the end of another day in this extraordinary world. Lions reign as the undisputed sovereigns of the African savannah, embodying both power and grace. Their presence commands respect across the vast grasslands, where every movement is a testament to their evolutionary mastery. Unlike most big cats, lions are intensely social, forming complex groups known as prides. These prides are typically composed of related lionesses, their offspring, and a coalition of one or more adult males. The lionesses form the core of the pride, bound by blood and cooperation. Their bonds are reinforced through grooming, nuzzling, and synchronized movements, creating a formidable unit that thrives on collaboration. These females are the pride's primary hunters and caregivers. Working in perfect harmony, they execute coordinated hunts, using stealth and teamwork to outmaneuver prey. Their vigilance extends to nurturing and fiercely protecting their cubs, ensuring the pride's continuity. The pride's leadership is maintained by dominant males, whose role is both guardian and defender. They patrol the territory's boundaries, warding off intruders and rival coalitions that threaten the pride's stability. A male lion's mane is more than a symbol of beauty. It is a badge of status and health. The darker and fuller the mane, the higher the male's testosterone levels, signaling strength and genetic fitness to both rivals and potential mates. Yet the life of a male lion is fraught with uncertainty. Dominance is never permanent. It must be constantly defended against younger, ambitious challengers. Upon reaching maturity, young males are expelled from their natal pride. These nomads roam the savannah alone, or form temporary alliances with other outcasts, navigating a world filled with danger and opportunity. Solitude is a harsh reality for these males. Without the support of a pride, survival becomes a daily struggle, and every meal must be earned through cunning or force. Coalitions among nomadic males are often uneasy partnerships, formed out of necessity rather than kinship. Tension and competition simmer beneath the surface, as each male seeks to improve his standing. Hunting alone, a lion's success rate plummets. By joining forces, nomads increase their odds, but must also share the spoils, leading to frequent disputes over food. Within these coalitions, dominance is constantly contested, especially at mealtime. The strongest male asserts his right to feed first, reinforcing the hierarchy and his own survival. This pecking order ensures that only the fittest males maintain the strength required to one day challenge for control of a pride, perpetuating the cycle of competition and succession. Hunting on the savannah is a test of both strategy and endurance. Prey animals are swift and vigilant, forcing lions to rely on patience, stealth, and the element of surprise. While male lions possess immense strength, some weighing up to 190 kilograms, it is the lionesses who orchestrate and execute most hunts, their agility and teamwork making them formidable predators. Lionesses move with silent precision, fanning out to encircle their quarry. Their coordinated attacks maximize the pride's chances of a successful kill, often targeting the weakest or most vulnerable animals in a herd. For solitary males, the risks are even greater. Confronting large prey, such as a 900-kilogram Cape buffalo, alone can be deadly, and many solitary lions bear the scars of failed hunts. To conserve energy, nomadic males often resort to kleptoparasitism, intimidating smaller predators like cheetahs or leopards and stealing their hard-won meals. This opportunistic behavior is a hallmark of survival on the Savannah. The pride's future lies with its cubs. Born blind and weighing just 1.5 kilograms, they are utterly dependent on their mothers for warmth, nourishment, and protection. Early life is a blend of vulnerability and discovery. Playful wrestling and mock battles are more than games. They are vital lessons in coordination, strength, and social interaction. Through play, cubs hone the skills they will need as adults. Stalking, pouncing, and reading the subtle cues of their pride mates. Every lesson is a step towards survival, yet the odds are stacked against them. Predators, starvation, and even rival males pose constant threats. Many cubs will not survive their first year. Only 1 in 8 cubs will reach adulthood, a sobering statistic that underscores the harsh realities of life on the Savannah. For those that do survive, every challenge overcome is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the lion, the true monarch of these wild lands. In the golden expanse of the Savannah, where the grass ripples like a living sea, the cheetah emerges as a masterwork of evolution, nature's answer to the need for speed. Every sinew and muscle in its lithe frame is honed for acceleration, from the deep chest that houses an oversized heart and lungs to the long, powerful limbs that stretch and contract in perfect rhythm. In a single fluid motion, the cheetah can surge from a standstill to over 100 kilometers per hour, its paws barely touching the earth as it closes the gap between life and death. Its flexible spine acts as a spring, coiling and releasing with each stride, while semi-retractable claws dig into the soil, providing traction like the cleats of a sprinter. Yet, this supreme specialization comes at a steep price. The cheetah's build is delicate, its bones light and slender, sacrificing durability for velocity. Unlike the robust lion or the formidable hyena, the cheetah is not equipped for confrontation. Its jaw is designed for speed, not for crushing bone. This vulnerability means the cheetah must always be vigilant, its amber eyes scanning the horizon for threats as much as for prey. To survive, the cheetah has developed a strategy of stealth and timing, moving with ghost-like silence through the tall grass, its spotted coat breaking up its outline in the dappled light. It often hunts when the sun is at its zenith, a time when the heat drives larger predators into the shadows, leaving the open plains to the cheetah's solitary pursuit. Meals are consumed in haste, every bite a race against time, as the cheetah's sensitive ears catch the distant calls of scavengers and rivals. Before the chase, patience is its greatest weapon. The cheetah will flatten itself against the earth, invisible among the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When the distance narrows to a critical point, the cheetah explodes into action, muscles firing in a blur of motion. The pursuit is a breathtaking display of agility, each twist and turn a test of reflexes as the cheetah matches the desperate zigzags of its quarry. But this burst of speed is fleeting. Within seconds the cheetah's reserves are spent, and it must slow, lungs heaving, heart pounding. The aftermath is a period of utter vulnerability. The cheetah collapses, sides rising and falling rapidly, every muscle trembling from exertion. Its body temperature soars dangerously high, forcing it to rest in the shimmering heat, exposed and defenseless, as it waits for its system to recover. In these moments, the savannah's silence is broken only by the cheetah's labored breaths and the distant calls of opportunistic scavengers. The fresh scent of a kill quickly draws attention. Vultures spiral overhead, and the shadows of hyenas and lions lengthen as they approach. While solitary by nature, some cheetahs form coalitions, tight-knit groups, often brothers, that work in unison to bring down larger prey and defend their catch. These coalitions move with silent coordination, fanning out to encircle herds, their tactics a testament to the intelligence and adaptability of the species. Yet, even teamwork cannot always protect their prize. The arrival of a lion or a pack of hyenas spells disaster as the cheetahs are forced to abandon their hard-won meal. The cheetah's survival depends on its ability to yield, to slip away into the grass, rather than risk injury in a hopeless fight. A single miscalculation can mean the loss of a meal, or worse, a life. The savannah is unforgiving, and the cheetah's existence is a delicate balance between hunger and hope. Each day, the cheetah faces the relentless challenge of survival, its speed a fleeting advantage in a world where strength and numbers often rule. In the endless dance of predator and prey, the cheetah's story is one of grace, fragility, and the unyielding will to endure. In the heart of Africa's sweeping savannas, the spotted hyena stands as one of the continent's most formidable and misunderstood predators. With their sloping backs and powerful jaws, these animals are far more than the cackling scavengers of popular myth. Spotted hyenas are, in fact, highly intelligent and adaptable hunters. Their reputation as mere scavengers belies a reality where they are among the most successful predators in Africa, capable of taking down prey through coordinated teamwork and strategic planning. Research reveals that up to 70% of their diet comes from their own kills. They often target large ungulates such as wildebeest and zebra, using endurance and cooperation to outlast and overpower their quarry. The spotted hyena boasts the largest brain-to-body ratio among African carnivores. Their advanced prefrontal cortex enables them to solve complex problems, remember social relationships, and even outwit rival predators. Their iconic laugh is a sophisticated vocalization, used to communicate excitement, frustration, or submission. Each call carries information about the caller's age, rank, and even individual identity, helping to maintain order within the clan. Opportunistic by nature, hyenas will scavenge when the chance arises. Their patience and keen senses allow them to locate carcasses from kilometers away, making them efficient recyclers of the savannah. Built for stamina, the hyena's muscular frame and unique gait allow it to travel long distances in search of food, often covering up to 40 kilometers in a single night. Weighing around 60 kilograms, an adult hyena wields a bite force strong enough to shatter the thickest bones. Their jaws can easily splinter the femur of an elephant, granting access to nutritious marrow that few other predators can reach. This remarkable adaptation allows them to consume nearly every part of a carcass, bones, hide, and hooves, leaving little behind for other scavengers and playing a vital role in the ecosystem's nutrient cycle. Their sloping backs and robust shoulders are not just for show. These features provide the strength and endurance needed for long pursuits and for carrying heavy remains back to the clan. Hyenas possess an extraordinary sense of smell, capable of detecting the scent of a carcass from up to 3 kilometers away. This acute olfactory ability is crucial for both hunting and scavenging. Socially, spotted hyenas are among the most complex mammals on the planet. They live in large clans, sometimes exceeding 80 individuals, governed by a strict matriarchal hierarchy. Female hyenas are larger and more dominant than males. Cubs inherit their mother's rank, and high-ranking females enjoy better access to food and resources, ensuring the survival of their offspring. Within the clan, cooperation is key. Hyenas work together to defend territory, hunt, and raise young, displaying remarkable teamwork and social intelligence. When hunting, they use coordinated tactics to isolate and exhaust prey much larger than themselves. Their relentless pursuit can last for miles, ending only when the prey collapses from fatigue. Unlike the explosive speed of a cheetah, hyenas rely on endurance. Their hunts are grueling tests of stamina, where persistence and teamwork ultimately secure the meal. Their intelligence and strength bring them into direct conflict with lions, Africa's other apex predator. These encounters are tense and often violent, with both species vying for dominance over territory and food. The rivalry between hyenas and lions is legendary, stretching back thousands of years. Each species has evolved strategies to outwit and overpower the other, resulting in a dynamic balance of power on the savannah. Fierce battles erupt over fresh kills, with hyenas sometimes overwhelming lions through sheer numbers and determination. These confrontations can shape the very structure of the ecosystem. A large hyena clan is one of the few forces capable of driving a pride of lions from a kill. Their unity and courage in the face of danger are unmatched among Africa's carnivores. The spotted hyena is a marvel of evolution, an animal whose intelligence, adaptability, and social complexity have secured its place at the pinnacle of the savannah's food web. In the ever-shifting drama of Africa's wild, the hyena endures as a true survivor, shaping the landscape with every hunt, every call, and every triumph. The Nile crocodile is a living relic, a biological marvel whose lineage stretches back over 200 million years. Its ancestors once shared the world with dinosaurs, and yet this formidable reptile has endured, its design so effective that evolution has barely needed to alter it. In the heart of Africa's rivers and wetlands, the Nile crocodile reigns as a silent sovereign. It glides through the water with barely a ripple, its immense body propelled by a muscular tail, every movement calculated for stealth and efficiency. Adult males can reach lengths of up to 6 meters and tip the scales at nearly 700 kilograms, their sheer size making them one of the largest reptiles on Earth. Its hide is a fortress of rugged, interlocking osteoderms, bony plates that shield it from both predators and rivals. These armored scales also absorb the sun's warmth, allowing the cold-blooded crocodile to regulate its body temperature with remarkable precision. The Nile crocodile is a solitary hunter, a patient strategist that spends hours, sometimes days, motionless in the shallows. It is the embodiment of predatory patience, waiting for the precise moment when opportunity and hunger align. Energy conservation is the cornerstone of its survival. By basking in the sun and remaining still for long periods, the crocodile minimizes its caloric needs, a vital adaptation in an environment where meals can be infrequent and unpredictable. Beneath the water's surface, the crocodile's physiology is engineered for endurance. It can slow its heart rate to just 2 or 3 beats per minute, allowing it to remain submerged for over 2 hours, undetected and undisturbed. Its eyes and nostrils are perched atop its skull, granting it the ability to see and breathe while the rest of its body is concealed beneath the water, a living shadow in the reeds. When prey approaches the water's edge, the crocodile's patience transforms into explosive power. In a fraction of a second it surges from the depths, jaws agape, propelled by a surge of muscle and instinct. Its jaws snap shut with a force of 260 kilograms per square centimeter, enough to shatter bone and immobilize even the strongest of animals. Once it seizes its victim, the crocodile unleashes the infamous death roll. This violent spinning motion disorients prey and tears flesh from bone, a technique honed by millennia of predation. With jaws locked tight, the crocodile twists its entire body, using the river's resistance to rend its meal into manageable pieces. Lacking the ability to chew, it must rip and swallow large chunks of flesh whole, its throat expanding to accommodate the feast. This ruthless efficiency ensures that the struggle is brief, conserving the crocodile's precious energy for the next long wait. Along the riverbanks and waterholes, the Nile crocodile is an apex predator, its presence alone enough to shape the behavior of every animal that shares its domain. Even the largest mammals approach the water with caution, ever aware of the danger lurking just beneath the surface. Yet, beneath this fearsome exterior lies a surprising facet of crocodilian life: maternal devotion. Unlike most reptiles, the Nile crocodile exhibits a remarkable level of care for its offspring. After laying her eggs in a carefully excavated nest above the floodline, the mother remains close, fiercely guarding her clutch from predators and the elements for nearly 3 months. When the time comes, the hatchlings emit high-pitched calls from within their shells. The mother responds instantly, delicately uncovering the nest with her snout and claws, attuned to the faintest vibrations. In a display of astonishing gentleness, she gathers the fragile young in her powerful jaws, ferrying them to the water's edge, where their journey into the wild truly begins. The river, however, is a gauntlet of danger. From the moment they enter the water, the hatchlings face a world teeming with threats. Fish, birds, and even other crocodiles. Only a tiny fraction, barely 1 in 100, will survive to adulthood, a testament to the relentless challenges of life in the wild. For those that do, the cycle of patience, power, and survival continues, unchanged for eons. In the golden light of the savannah, elephants traverse the vast plains with a majesty that commands respect. Their immense forms move in near silence, each step stirring the dust of ancient migratory paths carved by generations before them. These gentle giants are not only the largest land mammals on Earth, but also among the most complex and fascinating. At the heart of every elephant herd is the matriarch, a repository of wisdom and experience. She leads her family with a blend of caution and confidence, her memory guiding them to waterholes and safe grazing grounds, even in the harshest dry seasons. Elephants communicate through a rich tapestry of sounds and gestures, from deep infrasonic rumbles that travel for miles to the gentle touch of trunks, a language of empathy and reassurance. The herd is a fortress for its youngest members. Calves are surrounded by vigilant adults, each one ready to defend against predators or guide the little ones through the maze of thorny acacias and shifting riverbeds. When crossing rivers swollen by seasonal rains, mothers and aunts form a living barrier, their bodies breaking the current so calves can pass safely. The matriarch's leadership is never more evident than in these moments of collective courage. Elephants are renowned for their intelligence. They use tools, solve problems, and display a curiosity about their environment that rivals primates. Their ability to adapt is key to their survival in a landscape that is ever-changing. Their memories are legendary. The hippocampus, a region of the brain associated with memory, is highly developed, allowing elephants to recall distant water sources and the locations of rare fruiting trees, even after years of drought. This mental map is essential for survival. In the dry season, when water is scarce, the matriarch's knowledge can mean the difference between life and death for the entire herd. As the herd journeys across the savannah, the matriarch leads them to hidden waterholes and mineral-rich mud wallows, her memory a living archive of the land's secrets. The elephant's trunk is a masterpiece of evolution. With over 40,000 muscles, it is capable of uprooting trees, plucking delicate grasses, or gently lifting a newborn calf to its feet. This versatile appendage is used for feeding, drinking, social bonding, and even as a snorkel when swimming across deep channels. While herds are matriarchal, mature bulls lead solitary lives or form loose bachelor groups. Their presence is felt across the savannah, especially during the dramatic period known as musth. Bulls roam vast distances, sometimes joining herds briefly during the mating season, but often travelling alone, their journeys marked by encounters with rivals and the search for mates. Musth is a time of heightened aggression and dominance. Testosterone surges, and bulls become unpredictable, their temporal glands secreting a pungent fluid that signals their status to others. In this state, a bull's strength and determination are unmatched. They may challenge rivals, uproot trees, or charge at perceived threats, their focus singular and intense. Other animals instinctively give way, sensing the danger. Even lions and hyenas keep their distance, aware that a bull in musth is a force of nature, nearly impervious to pain or distraction. The arrival of a calf is a celebration. After a 22-month gestation, the newborn is welcomed by the entire herd, each member playing a role in its protection and upbringing. The mother prepares for days, seeking shade and safety. When the moment comes, the herd forms a protective circle, shielding her from predators and the harsh sun. The newborn is greeted with low rumbles and gentle touches, a symphony of welcome. Within minutes, it struggles to its feet, guided by trunks and the soft encouragement of its family. For years, the calf will learn by watching and imitating, absorbing the knowledge of the herd, how to find water, what plants to eat, and how to navigate the dangers of the savannah. The emotional depth of elephants is profound. They comfort the distressed, celebrate new life, and even mourn their dead, standing vigil in silent tribute. In the world of the elephant, every day is a testament to the power of memory, family, and survival on the African savannah. Beyond the iconic predators and towering giants, the savannah teems with a vibrant cast of creatures, each perfectly adapted to the challenges of this ever-changing landscape. Here, survival is a daily test of ingenuity, resilience, and sometimes sheer luck. The giraffe, the world's tallest land mammal, begins life with a dramatic plunge. Calves are born while their mothers stand, tumbling nearly 2 meters to the earth, a jarring introduction that jolts them into action, forcing their first breaths and preparing them for the dangers that await. In the wild, a mother giraffe's devotion is unwavering. She stands guard over her vulnerable calf, her towering frame a silent sentinel against lurking threats. Even in loss, her instinct to protect endures, a poignant testament to the bonds that shape life on the plains. Deep in the dappled woodlands, the greater kudu, often called the ghost of the brush, moves with quiet grace. Its pale stripes mimic shafts of sunlight, rendering it nearly invisible to prowling predators. Recent optical research reveals just how effective this natural camouflage can be, blurring the kudu's outline into the shifting shadows. The kudu bull's spiral horns, reaching nearly 2 meters, are not just for show. They serve as both a weapon and a display of dominance, twisting elegantly above the tall grass, a symbol of strength and survival. Among the grasses, smaller carnivores like jackals and caracoles prowl with silent precision. Their keen senses and nimble bodies allow them to exploit opportunities missed by larger hunters, thriving in the margins where others might falter. The solitary leopard, a master of stealth and strength, is capable of hoisting prey twice its own weight into the safety of the treetops. Here, it dines undisturbed, out of reach from scavenging lions and hyenas, a remarkable feat for a cat weighing just 60 kilograms. The serval, with its impossibly long legs and oversized ears, is a specialist of the tall grass. It can leap over 3 meters into the air to snatch birds in flight, and its acute hearing detects the faintest rustle of rodents underground, an evolutionary marvel confirmed by recent studies into its ultrasonic perception. Banded mongooses, the so-called mafia of the plains, live in tight-knit clans. Their survival depends on unity. When threatened, they band together using coordinated vocalizations and mobbing tactics to confuse and repel would-be attackers, presenting a formidable front that belies their small size. Above the grasslands, raptors patrol the skies, their sharp eyes scan for the slightest movement, and their aerial prowess makes them some of the savannah's most efficient hunters. The secretary bird, a striking figure with long legs and a crest of feathers, hunts on foot. Its method is unique, delivering rapid, crushing kicks to dispatch prey hidden in the grass. With astonishing speed, it can strike a venomous snake with a force 5 to 6 times its own body weight, all in just 15 milliseconds, 10 times faster than the blink of an eye. This precision leaves even the fastest snakes defenseless. For the snake, there is no time to react. The encounter is over before it even begins. Along the winding rivers, the African fish eagle reigns supreme. Its vision is legendary, 5 times sharper than a human's, allowing it to spot the glint of a fish from high above the water. Its talons, lined with spiky spicules, provide a vice-like grip on slippery prey. Opportunistic and bold, the fish eagle often snatches meals from other birds mid-flight, a testament to its agility and cunning. Across the savannah, social bonds are a lifeline. Herds and packs rely on intricate communication and cooperation, each member playing a role in the group's survival. African wild dogs, though slight in build, are relentless hunters. Their success, up to 80%, comes from flawless teamwork and deep social ties, each hunt a display of coordination and trust. These bonds are so profound that separation can be fatal. Isolated individuals often succumb to stress-induced heart failure, a stark reminder of the importance of community in the wild. Baboons traverse the savanna in disciplined troops, their movements coordinated and purposeful. Each troop is a complex society governed by strict hierarchies and alliances. When threatened, baboons unite, bearing formidable canines and launching aggressive mobbing attacks. Even formidable predators like cheetahs are forced to retreat, proving that in the savanna, unity and strategy can rival brute strength. Stretching to the horizon, the savanna is a realm of extremes, where the sun scorches the earth and the wind carries the scent of both life and loss. Here, survival is a daily contest, and every creature is both hunter and hunted in a delicate, ever-shifting balance. Water is the most precious resource, the very heartbeat of the savanna. Its presence or absence shapes the destinies of all who dwell here. Rivers and waterholes, scattered like jewels across the plains, become magnets for life. Herds of wildebeest, zebras and elephants travel vast distances, drawn by the promise of relief from the relentless heat. For a fleeting moment, ancient rivalries are set aside. Predators and prey, grazers and browsers, all converge in a fragile truce, united by thirst. But as the dry season deepens, waterholes shrink to muddy remnants, their banks etched with the desperate footprints of countless visitors. The crowding intensifies, forcing animals into close quarters. Tensions simmer as space and resources dwindle. This is the edge effect, a phenomenon where the boundaries between species blur and the risk of conflict rises with every passing hour. The density of life at these shrinking oases is staggering. Hundreds of eyes scan the horizon, each animal acutely aware of the dangers that lurk nearby. Towering giraffes splay their legs awkwardly to reach the water, while nimble antelope dart in and out, seizing brief moments to drink. Each species has its own strategy. Some drink quickly and retreat, others linger, risking exposure for a few more precious mouthfuls. Vigilance is constant. Even the boldest must lower their guard to drink, making them vulnerable in these critical moments. Predators, ever patient, watch from the shadows. Lions, the undisputed rulers of this domain, bide their time, waiting for the perfect opportunity. The waterhole becomes a stage for high drama, where every movement is fraught with consequence. Nervous glances betray the tension. The line between safety and peril is razor thin. Lions melt into the tall grass, their tawny coats rendering them nearly invisible. They are masters of patience, able to wait for hours, even days, for the right moment to strike. Lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, use the golden grass as cover, inching closer with every heartbeat. They know that thirst will eventually draw even the most cautious prey within striking distance. The air is thick with anticipation. Dust hangs motionless, as if the land itself is holding its breath. Antelope and zebra stand rigid, muscles coiled, ears swiveling to catch the faintest sound. Every sense is heightened. A single misplaced step or a sudden gust of wind can trigger a stampede. A flick of an ear, a twitch of a tail. These are the subtle signals of mounting anxiety. The sudden cry of a bird or the snap of a twig can send shockwaves through the herd, triggering a chaotic rush for safety. For many, the act of drinking is a gamble with fate. Eyes wide, nostrils flaring, they lower their heads, never fully at ease. Giraffes, in particular, are vulnerable, forced into a precarious stance that leaves them exposed and slow to react. Their long necks and legs, so advantageous for browsing treetops, become liabilities at the water's edge. Zebra herds approach in tight formation, pausing frequently, their senses tuned to every movement in the grass. While some drink, others stand guard, ready to sound the alarm at the first hint of danger. Danger is omnipresent, not just from the land, but from the water itself. Beneath the surface, Nile crocodiles lie in wait, their eyes and nostrils barely breaking the water, ready to launch a lightning-fast attack. The waterhole is a paradox, offering both sanctuary and peril in equal measure. It is a place where life flourishes, where the sun glints off the water and the air is filled with the sounds of countless species. Yet in an instant tranquility can shatter. A predator's charge sends herds scattering, hooves thundering, dust swirling in the chaos of pursuit. Nowhere else is the diversity of the savannah more apparent. Elephants, antelope, buffalo, and birds all share this vital resource, their fates intertwined. For a brief time, competitors and allies stand side by side, each aware that the next moment could bring either peace or pandemonium. Here, the laws of nature are enforced with brutal clarity. The strong survive, the weak fall, and every encounter is a test of instinct and endurance. The waterhole is a crucible, forging the destinies of predator and prey alike. Every interaction is a lesson in adaptation, resilience, and the unyielding will to survive. The chase, the escape, the narrow margins between life and death, these are the rhythms that define the savannah's eternal struggle. In this extraordinary ecosystem, every day is a battle, every life a story of courage and survival, written in the dust and the shadows of the savannah. The African savannah is a living tapestry, woven from threads of endurance, ingenuity, and the relentless pulse of survival. Here, every dawn is a promise and a warning, as the first rays of sunlight spill across a landscape both breathtaking and unforgiving. The grasslands shimmer gold beneath the rising sun, stretching endlessly, their beauty masking the silent struggles that unfold with each passing hour. The horizon blazes with color at dusk, a fleeting moment of peace before the darkness brings new dangers. In these tall grasses, every shadow is a potential threat. Lions move with calculated precision, their bodies low and sinewy, while antelope freeze, muscles taut, every sense tuned to the faintest rustle or shift in the wind. A giraffe bends awkwardly to drink, its long neck making it vulnerable, eyes wide and vigilant. Nearby, wildebeest thunder across the plain, their hooves kicking up clouds of dust, a frantic ballet of survival as they evade unseen predators. The elephant herd moves with ancient memory, following invisible trails to water that has sustained generations. In the undergrowth, a mongoose faces a cobra, its tiny frame coiled with courage, a testament to the savannah's demand for both strength and cunning. Above, vultures spiral in the thermals, their sharp eyes scanning for the faintest sign of weakness below. The earth itself bears scars of hardship, cracked, parched, and waiting for the mercy of rain. When drought grips the land, herds are forced into epic migrations, their bodies gaunt, hooves worn, as they traverse barren plains and shrinking riverbeds in search of life-sustaining water. By late 2025, hydrological surveys reveal rivers winding uncertainly, their flows fractured by erratic storms and searing heat. Pools of water become rare sanctuaries, fiercely contested by all who depend on them. At these shrinking oases, tension simmers. Antelope, warthogs, and birds jostle for space, while predators lurk at the periphery, waiting for a moment of distraction or weakness. For the hunted, vigilance is a way of life. Impalas stand motionless, ears flicking, nostrils flaring, every muscle ready to spring at the first sign of danger. Even a moment's lapse can mean the difference between life and death. Yet, amid the ever-present threat, the savannah is a cradle of wonder. A newborn antelope, trembling and unsteady, takes its first steps into a world both harsh and magnificent, as shafts of sunlight pierce the clouds, illuminating the promise of new life. The lionesses move as one, their silent communication a marvel of instinct and experience. Each flick of a tail, each glance is a signal in a choreography honed by generations, a hunt that is as much about unity as it is about power. In moments of loss, the savannah reveals its depth of emotion. Elephants gather around a fallen matriarch, their trunks tracing gentle patterns in the dust, a silent vigil that speaks of memory, loyalty, and the bonds that endure beyond death. The cheetah's sprint is a blur of muscle and grace, a fleeting burst of energy that can mean survival or starvation. At the river's edge, a crocodile waits, motionless, its patience measured in hours, its strike in fractions of a second. Even the land itself is a survivor. The acacia tree, roots deep in the earth, stands defiant against drought, its canopy offering shade and sustenance. After the rains, the grasslands erupt in green, and herds gather to graze, seizing the brief abundance. Every species is an expert in its own right. The zebra's stripes dissolve into the grass, a living illusion against predators' eyes. Wild dogs hunt with relentless cooperation, their strategy and stamina unmatched in the animal kingdom. The cycle of life and death is unbroken. A lion's pursuit ends in a burst of dust and a final, desperate struggle. Vultures descend, their arrival signaling the next stage in the savannah's eternal renewal. Storms sweep across the plains, lightning splitting the sky, rain drumming life back into the soil. Predators watch from the shadows, indifferent to the drama, bound only by the laws of hunger and survival. The energy of a single wildebeest sustains a pride, nourishing cubs whose future depends on the strength of their mothers. Each meal is a victory, each loss a lesson, written in blood and dust. The savannah's web is intricate and fragile. Tracks crisscross the mud, stories of passage and pursuit, while at the watering hole, predator and prey share a tense truce bound by the need for water. This is the wonder and peril of the savannah, a realm where every heartbeat is a gamble, every life a thread in a vast ancient design. It is a place of fierce battles and quiet miracles, a living testament to nature's power, beauty, and indifference. Beneath the endless sky of the African savannah, survival often belongs to those who remain unseen. Camouflage is the secret weapon wielded by creatures both great and small, a silent art that shapes the destinies of hunter and hunted alike. As the mid-morning sun climbs, a leopard glides through the dappled shade of an acacia grove, its rosette-patterned coat blending perfectly with the shifting light and tangled branches. Each calculated step is masked, every muscle moving in harmony with the flicker of leaves and the dance of shadow. On the open plains, the cryptic colors of a young steenbok render it nearly invisible among tufts of dry grass. Only the most perceptive predator will notice the slight twitch of an ear or the brief flutter of its tail. For ground-nesting birds like the coursers and lapwings, eggs are painted in mottled browns and tans, vanishing against the speckled earth, protected by the artistry of evolution. Even the smallest residents are masters of disguise. The praying mantis, perched on a thorny twig, sways gently as if moved by the breeze, its body a perfect imitation of a broken branch. Nearby, a flap-necked chameleon shifts its color, melting into the greens and golds of the sunlit foliage. These hidden lives unfold in silence, each adaptation a vital countermeasure in the perpetual contest of survival. But camouflage is not only for defense. The lioness, crouched low in the grass, becomes a golden shadow, her tawny coat dissolving into the landscape as she inches closer to an unsuspecting herd. The savannah's predators and prey are locked in a constant game of perception and deception, where a moment's concealment can mean the difference between life and death. As dusk descends, the world is painted in deeper hues. Nocturnal hunters emerge, their pelts and plumage merging with the twilight. The serval, slender and spotted, prowls through the tall grass, virtually invisible. Meanwhile, the African nightjar settles on the ground, its feathers indistinguishable from the leaf litter, a ghostly presence awaiting the cover of darkness. In this world of mimicry and illusion, the true marvel is not only in the spectacle of the chase, but in the unseen, the quiet triumphs of those who pass unnoticed, writing their stories in silence across the savannah's endless canvas. Scene 11. The Great Insect Engineers, Architects of the Plains. Emotion. 2. Music, rhythmic, natural, light intrigue. Beneath the feet of wandering herds and prowling predators, a hidden civilization thrives. The insect architects of the savannah are the silent engineers, shaping the landscape in ways both subtle and profound. Termite mounds rise like ancient fortresses, their spires reaching for the sky, constructed grain by millions of tireless workers. Within these clay towers, intricate tunnels and chambers regulate temperature and humidity, sheltering entire colonies from the savannah's relentless heat. At night, armies of termites emerge, their brief winged flight a spectacle that draws hungry bats and birds. Above ground, dung beetles roll their precious cargo, sculpting the soil and fertilizing the grasslands as they go. Their efforts sustain the very foundation of the ecosystem, breaking down waste and returning nutrients to the earth. Ants march in organized columns, defending their territory with remarkable coordination. Weaver ants construct elaborate nests by stitching leaves together with silk, creating safe havens suspended high above the reach of predators. These miniature societies are models of cooperation and innovation, their success measured in generations. Even the smallest insects play a vital role. Swarms of grasshoppers and locusts, though sometimes destructive, are a pulse of energy that feeds countless birds, reptiles, and mammals. Butterflies and bees flit from flower to flower, pollinating the savannah's blooms and ensuring the cycle of renewal. In the world of insects, every mound, tunnel, and hive is a testament to the power of collective effort, a reminder that the savannah's greatest architects are often those least seen. Scene 12. The Symphony of Birds, Voices of the Grasslands. Emotion 4. Music, uplifting, bird song, cinematic. As dawn breaks over the savannah, the first notes of a symphony rise from the golden grass. Birds are the unheralded chorus of these wild lands, their calls weaving a tapestry of sound that marks the passage of time. Crowned cranes dance in the morning mist, their trumpeting calls echoing across the wetlands. Lilac-breasted rollers flash vibrant wings as they swoop and tumble in courtship, painting the air with color and motion. High above, the martial eagle surveys the plains, its piercing cry a warning to all below. Flocks of quelas erupt from the grasses in a synchronized wave, thousands of tiny wings beating as one, their movement a living cloud that shifts with every gust of wind. The melodies of larks and pipits ripple through the heat, punctuated by the staccato clicks of starlings and the liquid whistles of bulbuls. Each song is a declaration of territory, of love, of survival. At the water's edge, herons and egrets move with patient grace, their reflections mirrored in still pools, while bee-eaters perch in brilliant rows, waiting to snatch insects from the air. As night falls, the savannah's nocturnal choir awakens. The haunting call of the nightjar drifts over the plains, joined by the distant hoots of owls and the soft rustle of nesting weavers. In every moment, birds lend their voices to the story of the savannah, a living soundtrack that celebrates both the abundance and the fragility of this remarkable world. Scene 13. The Pulse of Water, Rivers, Rains, and Rebirth Emotion. 3. Music, flowing, hopeful, epic life on the savannah is written in water, its presence, its absence, its promise of renewal. The great rivers wind their way through the landscape, their banks teeming with life. During the dry season, waterholes shrink to muddy puddles, guarded fiercely by hippos and crocodiles. Each drop becomes precious, drawing animals from miles around in a tense, uneasy truce. Then, with the arrival of the rains, the world transforms. Thunderheads gather on the horizon, and a cool wind sweeps across the plains. Lightning splits the sky, and the first heavy drops send herds into joyful motion. Grass shoots sprout overnight, painting the savannah in fresh green. Frogs emerge from the cracked earth, their songs filling the air as insects swarm anew. Migratory birds return, following ancient routes guided by the pulse of the seasons. Fish leap in swollen streams. Elephants bathe in muddy pools, trumpeting in delight. Everywhere, life is reborn, the savanna's cycle spinning forward in a celebration of resilience and hope. Water is the lifeblood of this land, its ebb and flow shaping the destinies of all who call the savanna home. In each season, the promise of rain is a promise of life, a reminder that even in the harshest landscape, renewal is always possible.